Many of you have seen the show Mythbusters, where they go on and they bust a myth, and that's what I want to do in this video today. But Mythbusters around retirement, around your retirement, how it affects you. The first myth that I come across is that you can rely on government benefits to provide income for you for the rest of your life. And while those government benefits will be there for the rest of your life, the amount that they're going to pay you isn't going to provide, the lifestyle probably that you're looking to have. Now, a lot of you watching this will only have CPP and old age security, and then thus probably GIS as well, guaranteed income supplement. But for the majority of you watching this video, you're going to get some CPP, some OAS. But even if you're maximum on both of them, it's about $2,000 a month. And for most of you, $2,000 a month isn't going to pay much more than the basic bills. So if you want to travel or do anything beyond, you're going to be in a tough position. You need to save above and beyond CPP and old age security. Myth number 2 is that your financial obligations diminish or even are eliminated when it comes to retirement. And the reality is that when we build a financial plan, we always talk to our clients about, what big expenses do you foresee? A lot of you are downsizing from a home to a condo or maybe a townhome. Well, the reality is that condos can have special levies, and those can be tens to hundreds of thousands of dollars. Again, out of your control, but big financial transactions. Maybe you have family members that are going to be relying on you, kids that are coming back to you asking for money, asking for help, right? There's health issues, health costs as you enter to retirement. For a lot of people that come to us, they want kind of this flatline income based on what they're doing, and they don't take into consideration that they're going to have to upgrade their vehicle. They might have a big expense. They might have family members, health expenses. There's a lot of other expenses that will happen in retirement. Myth number 3, and this is probably the biggest one and the most impactful for all of you, is that you can play catch up on your retirement savings. A lot of you, in your 30s, 40s, you have mortgage, you might have kids, there's a lot of expenses, your income isn't quite as high, and you think, retirement is so far down the road, I'll worry about it then. And the reality is that you're losing out on compound interest, room on TFSA, RSP, building that up, letting that money compound on itself on a tax-free or tax-deferred basis. It's very beneficial. So that's why I say you need to create a budget. You need to understand where you're spending your money and start carving out for some way down the road. And I know when you're in your 30s and 40s, it's hard to imagine that, why would I save for retirement? And again, I know a lot of you watching this video are a little bit older. You're closer to retirement. And so for those of you that started saving a little bit late, you didn't see your money compound on itself as much as you wanted to, maybe you're retiring but you have a little bit less than you were hoping to have, is probably because you started late. And so maybe take this advice and pass it on to someone that's in that younger generation, 30, 40-year-old, saving up. Encourage them to carve some money out of their everyday budget to save for retirement. Maybe it's one less trip for them a year, or they cut down in some area of their budget to allow them to save for retirement. And I see it every day. I see my clients that have saved up a lot of money and how much that money makes for that dividends, interest, capital gains. That money's growing and compounding on itself. And that has a huge, huge impact on how much they're going to have in retirement. Myth number 4 is retirement will be boring. And I've talked about this a lot on the channel, is that a lot of you, when you hit retirement, you're so busy that you don't know how you even had a job in the first place. Now, there's a small handful of watching this say, Adam, that's not me. I'm sitting at home, I'm bored, I have nothing to do. But the majority of you, trust me, you're going to be so busy, whether it's volunteering, it's family, it's grandkids, there's something that will take your time. And it'll take so much time that you feel like you have a full-time job again. And that's good. It's good to stay busy. I always say that transition into retirement, you need to make sure you keep busy. You can't go from a busy job to cold turkey doing nothing. It's going to be impactful on your body. You're going to feel it, and you're going to start going downhill pretty quick. So it's good to stay busy. So there's kind of 2 parts to this myth, in that it'll be boring. Well, you can change that. You can plan ahead. You can have hobbies. You can have family, friends, activities, social clubs, all of that. There's a lot of ways for it not to be boring. I think the other part of this myth is that you won't be busy. What am I going to fill my time with? I had 40 hours plus maybe with a travel to work every week, and that's gone. Like, what am I going to do in that 40 hours? That is a myth. You will fill that. You'll be busier than ever. I would say 9 out of 10 of our clients, when they hit retirement, feel that they're busier now than they were when they're working. And I can say that my parents, my in-laws, those close to me, They feel that day in and day out. Now, it's a good busy, don't get me wrong, it's a different kind of busy, it's a good busy, but they're not sitting at home twiddling their thumbs, not sure what to do for the day. Myth number 5 is that you don't need a retirement plan. And this is just way too many of you watching this video, and that you build up this asset, this nest egg for retirement. So you work so hard, 20, 30, 40 years, you build up this big nest egg, you hit retirement, and you try and do it yourself, and you maybe lean on the wrong people, and you kind of go into retirement blindly. You don't know how much income, where it should be coming from, how to reduce your tax bill, when to start your government benefits, do you need to downsize your house? There's a lot of different issues that come up. A lot of you want to help kids or grandkids and that kind of stuff. You don't know how, when, how much, all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of moving parts in a retirement plan. We do them day in and day out in our office, and I can say they are and can be quite complicated. Now, hiring a professional to do that, they'll simplify it for you, they'll map it out for you. And again, when you have a retirement plan mapped out, you need to make sure that they're mapping out maybe different scenarios, or at least looking at different ones. So again, government benefits, like what's the benefit of taking it early, 65 or maybe later at 70? How does it integrate to the rest of your assets? Are you able to ladder your income and actually spend more earlier in retirement and a little bit less later? Do you need to downsize your house? And if you do, by how much and when? Right? When matters. It's a cash flow issue. So for those of you that are coming up on retirement, or maybe you already retired and you're early in retirement and you didn't get a plan put in place, I always say it's kind of like getting in your car and just driving and not knowing where you're going. You know your car can move forward, but you don't really know where you're going. You don't know the best route to get there. And so I always tell our clients, and it's the same for you watching this video, in that a retirement plan takes your paper maps and puts it into a GPS roadmap. And that's what we do for our clients. That's what your financial planner should be doing for you. Hopefully you've learned what a retirement financial plan should look like on this channel. We've talked about it a lot. We'll continue to talk about it on this channel. And day in and day out, when I do strategy calls with a lot of you, introductory calls, the conversation is, yeah, Adam, I have a financial planner, and what I've learned on your channel, I push back at them and they say, yeah, I can't do it. Like I just talked to a lady yesterday. She is at a major bank and she's had a plan done. So she had multi-million dollars at the bank, at their high net worth level, and she got a couple different financial plans done by their bank. And they came back and said, look, we can't do laddered income. Like, it's just not something that we can do, which is complete baloney. But that's the kind of feedback. If you're getting that type of feedback from your financial planner, probably time to move. That's not a good financial plan. So push back. And what happens if I take my government benefits at a different age? What is an RSP meltdown? Can I create a laddered strategy? Like, can I retire now? When do I need to downsize? All these things need to be part of your retirement plan. So most financial planners at major institutions will take your data, they'll put it into software, they hit generate, and they give you it. And that's your plan. It took them 5 minutes to do, and it's not a good plan. They have no tax efficiency to them. There's no planning. They don't build your specific goals and objectives into them. Your financial planner needs to spend hours digging through and working through the numbers to make it work best for you. And if they're not doing that, you're not getting a proper plan. So push back on your planner. Your financial planner gets paid by you. If they're not willing to do this, then you need to fire them. This myth of, I don't need a retirement plan, unfortunately, a lot of you that fall into this, whether it's purposefully or not, are DIY investors, because you got tired of paying for planning that you weren't getting and the high fees and all that. And I get that, that's good. But you've switched to the other end of DIY and you hit retirement and you don't fill that gap in between. So search for a fee-for-service financial planner. We offer fee-for-service financial planning for people across the country. So no matter where you live, we can put together a plan for you. Or if you want someone more local to you, or you have a plan or whatever, there's other fee-for-service planners out there, but find one that fits your mold, what you're looking for, that's gonna build that comprehensive plan for you. So again, myth number 5 is you don't need a retirement plan. You do.